Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto was a reincarnation of Zaraki Kenpachi and was neglected, part 3. So yeah, I'm trying to do 3 what ifs a day, but I probably I probably can't, but yeah, probably because I'm tired half the damn time and I wake up way too late. But yeah, other than that, what's it called? Not do a recap, but tell you go subscribe to Anime Sensei, kind of what ifs, and Nobita what ifs. The links will be in the description. Don't know when they're gonna be uploading, but since I upload on a daily, they're probably I don't know when they upload, but yeah. I don't I don't really upload that daily, but I don't care. But yeah. Other than that, let me go into the what if and shut the fuck up. But yeah. So we go into Naruto. Naruto is going back to the Mist Village with Zabuza after killing the Water Daimyo. Now this is where he gets to the Mist Village, and of course when he goes through the Mist Village kind of walls and gets towards the Kage Tower. This is where Yoruichi is right now saying, Kenny, can we go to the candy store? This is where, Naruto says, in a little bit. After I get some money, and then we will go. This is where Yoruichi says, yay! This is where Naruto smiles and says, yeah. This is where Zabuza says, like, just hurry up, kid. I can't believe you're taller than me. I'm so pissed. This is where Zabuza, he is like, Zabuza is 6 feet, while Naruto is, 6'1". So, of course, this is where Zabuza is kind of pissed, kind of annoyed at the fact that Naruto is this tall, but yeah. For only being goddamn 12 years old, but yeah. That's where Naruto is just laughing at Zabuza, but yeah. This is where, when they get to the the Mizukage Tower, this is where, they walk in, they see Chojo and Ayo kind of talking to, the Mizukage being, Mei. And Mei says, oh, hey, you two, so how was the mission? This is where Zabuza says, pretty easily, we just killed them all. This is where Naruto says, yeah, pretty easily. This is where Yoruichi says, yep, very easily, yeah. This is where Mei kind of just gets a, she says, aw, so adorable, Yoruichi. This is where Yoruichi, yeah, I'm adorable, I'm amazing, I'm cool. This is where, Mei just hugs her because she's actually adorable, but yeah. This is where Naruto says, come on, Yoruichi, we will get you candy. This is where he says, my money. This is where Mei says, yeah, your money will be in the bank. Got it. This is where Naruto says, I'll be leaving. This is where, 2 people rush up to Naruto before Naruto can even, leave the the Mizukage Tower. Yeah, the Mizukage Tower. This is where 2 people, one with blonde hair, dull blue eyes, and very pissed at Naruto, looks very pissed. And the other being, having dark black hair. Her eyes looking like a dojutsu. It looks like a snowflake dojutsu. And of course, she also looks very pissed at Naruto. They both say, Naruto, why did you take Yoruichi on that mission? This is where, Naruto says, oh, hey, Junko and Haki. She wanted to come and I wanted to teach her about how to defeat people when she's older. He tried to smile. Tried to smile nervously, kind of getting scared with them because, yeah. Now, of course, this is where Junko, she is, 5'6", and of course, this is where, Hakin is 5'5". So, yeah, she's a little bit smaller than Joker, but yeah. This is where they're kind of angry at Naruto and kind of shaking him and telling him that he's an idiot for trying to take Yoruichi on missions like that. This is where Yoruichi says, no, Dad is not an idiot. He is amazing. He taught me how to kill. This is where Junko and Hakin couldn't really take Yoruichi that serious, so of course they kind of went, oh, that's so adorable. They really cannot, stop themselves from actually being angry at Naruto when Yoruichi's around, but yeah. This is where Yoruichi says, I want candy now, Dad. This is where Naruto says, yeah, we're going to go to my bank to get money so we can go to the candy shop. Yori should say, yay! This is where Junko and Haken does come along, but yeah. Now, we go towards the Leaf Village. This is where, the teams are now set. After the little test of it yesterday, the test of, to be a Genny another, has been over. This is where the teams go from Team 1 to all the way to Team, 13. This is where Team 7 contains Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke Haruno, and Menma. Or, not Menma, someone named, what do you call, Sai. Team 7 contains of Sai, yeah. So, Sasuke Uchiha and Sasuke and Sai. This is where Team 8, not Team 8, Team 9 contains of Menma Uzumaki, Hinata Hyuga, and Kiba Inuzuka. Team 8 contains of, Shino Aburame, Enma, and, Esdev. So, Kurenai is the one to actually have this team. Team 9 gets Kakashi. Team 7 gets, not Team, not Kakashi still beats on Team 7. Team 8 is Kurenai's team, so basically what I said. And Team 9 is, Kushina. So yeah. Kushina saddened the fact that, she doesn't have her other boy to be, but she's still glad to see the two adorable, couples, that being Menma and, Hinata, but yeah. And Kiba's just there for extra protection for Hinata, but yeah. This is where, Esdev is on the team with Enma, and of course, Enma is happy that he got Shino Aburame because Shino's actually pretty cool for him because he's quiet, Enma's quiet, yeah. This is where, Kurenai, she sighs she didn't get Hinata, but this is where, then again, she doesn't really, not Hinata. She's happy that she didn't get Hinata because in this one, she doesn't really like Hinata because she's kind of like stomach and just like any Hyuga member. But this is where, she got a girl on her team, and that is Esdev. She heard that this girl is very quiet and very quiet towards anyone. This is where when Kurenai got her team, she then asked them about their live streams and other things. That's where, Shino was first, but Shino didn't really talk much. Next was Enma, and Enma kind of just says that his dream is to become one of the strongest. His goal is to probably, have, a proper family. That's where Kurenai says, I guess so. This is where Menma says, also not Menma, Enma says that he also likes the, his likes are, his friends and probably also Esdev, maybe his friend, I don't know. This is where Enma says that he likes training, becoming stronger and other things, but yeah. His dislikes are, a lot of things, and he would go really long if he actually talks about it, and this is where Kurenai says, understandable. This is where, Esdev goes into her, her dream is to become one of the strongest Kunoichis. Her goal is to become one of the strongest in her, bloodline. She doesn't actually know how she's able to use ice, but yeah. Of course, this is where, Kurenai says, I see, so wants to be a strong Kunoichi and independable, okay. This is where, Esdev says, likes are some things, not much, but yeah. And this is where, her dislikes are a lot of things, and she doesn't want to name that all out. This is where Kurenai says, good. So, we're going to do a test, and I want to see your skills, okay? This is where, all of them nodded, they go do the test, and this is where Esdev, it was a test, not for the bell test, but it was a test to kind of find Kurenai. Because Kurenai was going to hide in Genjutsu. But of course, they didn't know that she was specialized in Genjutsu. That's why Enma was actually knowing that she was specialized in Genjutsu because he does go to the library often and can find information so much even if like the place is kind of packed with people, he's able to go into the Anbu, well not Anbu place, and place that's somewhere only for Chunin, Jonins, and even Anbus, and even the Hokage. But he managed to get through because he is the Hokage's son. So he's able to get through and get information because they thought maybe he's just going to go get some like C to D rank like scrolls of jutsus. But no, he's just there to get information. But of course, where well, Naruto or not Naruto, Enma, he just like tells what they call his team that Kurenai is specializing in Genjutsu, so don't fall for it. This is where Kurenai puts a Genjutsu all over, well, all three of them to see if they will, well, they, but let me say that again. This is where, well, Kurenai says, let's see if they are able to kind of get out of the Genjutsu or see the Genjutsu. This is where, well, the Genjutsu is cast on them, and this is where, well, what's it called? Esdef kind of already saw the Genjutsu. This is where Emma also saw, and even Shino, because his bugs actually alerted him. This is where Shino then uses the bugs to kind of try to drain the chakra away. And this is where Emma says, it seems it's going to take way too long. This is where he added, well, Kurama's chakra a little bit, but then purify enough to kind of not seem to be the Naito chakra, and did a big blast to kind of break the Genjutsu. She then tried to find where Kurenai's at, and send ice needles at her. This is where Kurenai managed to dodge. This is where Kurenai says, it seems they found me pretty fast. This is where Shino's bugs, he sent them at Kurenai, and Kurenai managed to do another Genjutsu on the bugs to try to get them away. And this is where, well, the bugs were kind of confused, but this is where they started eating any of the chakra that Kurenai might be in the Genjutsu or whatever. This is where the bugs are confused because she's not in the Genjutsu. This is where Shino told his bugs to come back until explosion notes appear on his bugs. This is where Shino says, damn it. This is where Enma, he threw his own kunais at the explosion tags kunais and blocked them away, like pushed them away so they wouldn't explode on Shino's bugs. Shino says, thanks, Enma. Enma says, yeah, besides, that's how I think teamwork is supposed to be, isn't it? This is where Shino says, I think so. This is where SF says, teamwork, that must be the key. This is where, well, SF has barely known any information on Enma, but from the information that she managed to gather up from just watching Shino, Shino's able to use bugs. She doesn't know what Enma can use. This is where Enma says, wait, Estef, you said you can use ice, right? This is where Estef says, yeah. How large amount can you use? A pretty big amount. It would just give me tired too much if I use it. But I will get better if I use it near water. This is where, well, Enma says, Shino, can you go find where some water's at? Like, scout for it? Since your bugs are good enough to go scout for it, shouldn't it be good enough? This is where Shino nodded. He already did send out bugs for Scouter, but this is where he decides to bring any bugs back. Because he only did it just to go find Kurenai before the whole exam happened. Or not before the whole exam, when the exam kind of started. This is where Shino says, I found them. This is where all of them decide to jump out of the Genjutsu, like break through it, because this is where Enma sent another explosion and gets to the water. This is where Kurenai's confused. There's a lake, of course, just kind of running down the stream and all that. It's like a little lake. And this is where Enma says, how much of the water do you need to use? This is where SF says, not much, but I can. This is where she goes to hand size and says, water style, water dragon. This is where two dragons appeared, because that's how much you can actually like pull out from the water strip. Mostly because of her chakra is not that big, but yeah. This is where, well, she managed to pull out 2 water dragons, and then this is where she added her ice style to make them ice dragons. This is where, well, as I say, so what do you want me to do? This is where Enma says, send the dragon straight to Kurenai. And even if they miss, just throw them at her. Don't worry, I'll do the rest. This is where, as I say, fine. This is where she sends the ice dragons at, well, Kurenai. Kurenai widened her eyes. She had to dodge. But this is where when 2 of the ice dragons managed to, well, get kind of like straight towards Kurenai, but Kurenai managed to dodge them. The 2 ice dragons were right near Kurenai. And this is where, well, Enma appeared right next to them. And this is where Enma threw 2 kunais so fast straight to the ice dragon This is where he says, Hell Flame Explosion. When the kunais dig into the ice dragons, an explosion of flames exploded from them, and this is where multiple ice shards appeared. This is where Kunai could not dodge fast enough. Even if she put a genjutsu, she wouldn't be able to dodge. This is where she gets hit multiple times, and this is where she falls down to the ground bleeding. This is where she okay, you all pass. She has multiple like slashes and all that, and she's kind of bleeding. This is where SF says, huh? That was cool, I guess. This is where, well, Enma just says, see, we done our teamwork. This is where Shino, he did bring out, well, some bugs to kind of try to heal, well, Kurna. And of course, this is where Kurna, she says, thank you, Shino. Shino nodded. This is where, well, Kurna gets up a little bit. And of course, she had to get a stick because she needs to use as a crutch. She says, good job, all three of you. It seems that all three of you used teamwork. You tried to defeat me and managed to find me and also do some damage against me. All of you are extremely good, and I can see that some of you might lack in some parts, but others might lack in some other parts also. Like for Enma, you are able to think really fast, at the same time be able to show up with your speed and your strength. But also, you kind of do lack a little bit in kind of, well, talking a little bit. This is where Enma says, damn it, social. This is where Kurna says, but other than that, all your skills are good. As if you're similar with Enma, but your talking skills might be a little bit better than his. This is where Enma says, I swear to God, this is where Enma says, I think she's even worse than me. What the hell are you talking about? And this is where Kurna says, this is where Enma says, okay, whatever. This is where, well, next she looks at Shino and just says, you are extremely good, but not extremely fast as Estef or Enma. But your skills are basically mostly bugs, so of course you're able to scout things. So of course this team was supposed to be a scouting team, at the same time a kind of assault team. But thanks for letting me see your skills. But Shino, I think it's better to see what's it called. Well, we haven't really seen taijutsu on each other, so of course tomorrow will be taijutsu. But all of you passed, so of course all of you will be a genin, well, basically team 9, okay? All of them nodded, and this is where Kurna says, okay, well, all of you bye, I need to get to a hospital. And this is where, well, all of them nodded, and this is where Shino, Enma, and even Estef are kind of walking away, but yeah. Shino, I should mention his height. Shino is 5'1", and of course, he might be a little bit smaller than both, Enma and Estef. But of course, he's still an extremely genius person, but yeah. Of course, and where, well, Estef is going to try to talk to them because, well, this is her team now. And of course, she tries to say some words. It's where both Shino and Bernie talk, and of course, they're kind of nodding to each other. And of course, Estef says, are you two just communicating by nodding to each other? That's where Enma explains to Estef that, yeah, that is the truth. Besides, Shino's the only friend that he managed to make, except for Shikamaru and, well, Choji. But he barely talks to them, and Shino's mostly quiet, and yeah. I was just kind of asking him if he wanted to go anywhere to eat. This is where SF says, oh, then can I come along? This is where Enma says, I was going to ask you, but sure. This is where SF, Enma, and even what's called Shino goes to, well, restaurant to eat, but yeah. This is where that restaurant was, well, a kind of meat place. And of course, it was like steaks and barbecue and other things. This is where, well, a team was already there. And that is, well, Team 10. Team 10 contains Shikamaru, Choji, and Ino. And the team leader is, well, Asuma. This is where Shikamaru says, it seems that you three might have already passed. This is where Ino is saddened because she was not on the team with Sasuke. And of course, she's right now just kind of eating quietly. This is where she sees Enma, and of course, she's not much of a fangirl towards Emma because Emma's super quiet and doesn't really talk to anyone. doesn't smile towards anyone and doesn't care that much. This is where, well, she always thought that Enma was kind of creepily quiet. This is where that's why she never liked him. And the fact that Sasuke does kind of give more emotion than Enma, she thinks that, well, Enma might be kind of weird. This is where she looks at the girl that's on Enma's team and kind of just waves to her, and Estef doesn't even, like, give her a glance. This is where Estef sits down in the other booth because, yeah, there's where Enma and his team will be sitting. And this is where he did get the menu. And of course, Enma doesn't eat much. He eats a lot. So of course, he did ask for, well, 6 ribs of, well, steak. Or not 6 ribs. Let me say that again. 6 ribs, 8 steaks, and yeah. This is where, well, he also does say to, what's it called? Put barbecue all over that. So yeah. This is where, well, Shino Bernie eats, and of course he only got like one type of food and all that, like a sandwich and all that. And this is where Estef kind of also did get like a sandwich, but yeah. This is where Estef has never seen, well, Enma eat that much. She was surprised that Enma eats that much. Just where Choji says, hey, Enma, what's it called? Later, tomorrow, my clan is going to have a feast. Do you want to come? This is where Enma looks at him and nods. This is where Estef was confused. This is where she does know about Enma does kind of talk towards the, well, Akamichi and even the Narwa sometimes, but she never thought that Enma does eat that much. The reason why Enma eats that much is because of Kurama. He has to kind of restore Kurama's power by kind of eating more than normal. But yeah. Of course, this is where SF never really imagined Enma to be fat, just like the Akamichi, but then again, he probably just works out way too much. That's what she's thinking. This is where, well, when the food comes, this is where Enma just eats it all. And of course, think of like Luffy when he kind of eats like, think of Luffy when he was eating at the Alabasta, palace and all that. Where, like, his whole crew was all, like, eating and munching on a bunch of things. And even, Chopper kind of slurping up the noodles and all that. Like, slurping up the noodles and all that. I already said that twice. But I kind of fucked up on the first one. But, of course, this is where, Luffy decides to just, like, slurp up everything. Just, like, suck in every food and all that. Even, Chopper. Yeah, that would have kind of happened for, Enma. But instead of Enma kind of doing something like that, he kind of just eats all the food. So, it'd be kind of similar like that. He kind of just eats it all, but yeah. In one go, but yeah. That's where SF has never seen, well, Enma eat that fast mostly. This is where, well, he doesn't really care about how, well, Enma eats, but yeah. Enma is just trying to get his strength back because he needs it, because he sometimes don't eat that much in the Namikaze's residence. And mostly his mother kind of makes ramen, which he doesn't like, but he has to eat it because to make his mother kind of happy. He doesn't like his family that much at all. Of course, let me say that again. Because of the fact that they kind of hurt his younger brother. So of course, Enma just hates his family. He despised him. So yeah. Now we go back into, well, the Mist Village. Just where Naruto is kind of walking along with Yoruichi and Junko and Hakin. They get towards, well, a house that Naruto lives in. This is where Naruto has somewhat of a mansion because he is rich as fuck. He actually owns a couple businesses and also also has a lot of money for missions. Because he actually did became a tuning ranked ninja in the ranking. Because even though he look like he's supposed to be in Genin, that's not the case. He's way too powerful and strong. Also, I should mention that Naruto still has an eye patch. Mostly on his, left eye, right eye. I forgot which one was it. I think it was the right eye. Yeah, the right eye. Because No, the left eye was the one eye that have the eye patch, while his right eye has the scar. So yeah, this is where, well, Naruto still has that eye patch. The eye patch is to like compress his like power so it won't be that big. But yeah, so yeah, this is where I should also mention that the Mist Village does have technology like that, because after helping destroy Yagre, this is where the Mist Village kind of went to help, well, the Snow Country and their problem. This is where well, what's it called? Is her name? Oh fuck. What's it called? To help Koyoki become the new kind of daimyo of Snow Country. This is where, well, Koyoki helps, well, the Mist Village in technology, while the Mist Village helps him in resources. So yeah. So it's mostly a trading system. Of course, not just Snow Country, but other like countries, like Darkness Country, they actually managed to kind of have trades with them and other countries, but yeah. So of course they kind of have the trading system secretly because they don't want other villages to hear about it, but yeah. And of course I should also mention that the Mist Village still has their borders kind of closed. So yeah, Naruto's mostly the one to kind of help help out the village in a lot of ways, but yeah. Because he still wants the border to still be closed so no one can actually go ask him about, well, the village and all that, and like ninjas to get in and take information and all that. Of course, where not even what's it called, the villages outside, like what's it called, the Leaf Village or anything, does not know that what's it called, the Mist Village does not have the war going on. That ended a while ago, so they don't even know about that. Of course, where, well, Naruto, he goes to his mansion house, and of course his house kind of has like 6 rooms, like 5 bathrooms, other things, kitchen. The kitchen's big, the what's it called, living room's big, other things are big, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto's kind of tired, so of course he's thinking to go towards his room to just go to sleep. Yoruichi is right now kind of playing with Junko and Hakin, but yeah. This is where Junko and Hakin are kind of asking Naruto where he's going. Naruto said that he's going to sleep. This is where they said, okay. Naruto does go to sleep, but yeah. But before going to sleep, this is where he does summon, well, not summon a bird. He kind of calls for a bird because he kind of makes a sound like a bird and all that. And the bird does like fly towards him. Now, this bird is not just a normal bird. It's a, well, duck. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that he has somewhat of a, he can just call in a bird and it's a duck. Well, this time it's a duck mostly. This is where the duck says quack. This is where Naruto, he kind of like writes on a piece of paper, like a very small piece of paper, puts it on the duck leg and says, send it to Konoha. Send it to mostly my brother, Enma, okay? You do know who's Enma, right? This is where the duck nodded and the duck leaves. And this is where Naruto sighs and says, well, time for me to get some sleep. This is where before going to sleep, he sees on his kind of like desk, because he has, well, a desk. Well, he has a TV, like a big TV. A desk on one side and another side on the other side. But of course, he also sees a case. Well, not a case. Yeah, a case that's on the table, mostly on the desk, that has, well, the special sword that, well, Kenpachi is going to give to Enma. But yeah. This is where, well, we go into a flashback and where what's called Naruto grabbed that sword. Naruto found it inside a cave, and then he did read upon what this sword is. He saw the coloring, the colors and all that, and saw it was kind of beautiful. But when he kind of unsheathed it, he felt the amazing power from it. This is where he didn't want it because he already had his own sword. So he decided to, well, like put it back together. Put the like sword back into the sheath, and this is where he says, you know what? I'll give it to my brother Enma. The reason why he knows Enma is not some kind of evil person is because Kurama still had a connection towards the other chakra halves. This is where the 25% and 25% on the 2 different brothers. He realized that the Enma was the only one that didn't hate him from that connection. From Menma still hated Naruto. So of course Naruto knew that Enma was the perfect person to have the other half of the chakra that Naruto had. He decided to free Kurama to give him straight towards, well, Enma's, well, body. So yeah. So Enma can have the power. So of course where, well, Naruto, he also did read that the sword was called Enma, the King of Hell, which did remind him of his brother, so that's why he wants to give this sword towards Enma. So of course is where, well, Kenpachi says, in a few couple of years or days or months, Enma, I'll be coming for you and I will give you this sword. You probably will give me a great challenge when you're strong enough. This is where he goes to sleep. He just like falls down onto his bed and falls asleep. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into a time skip. Of course, this is where, well, Enma and his okay, let me say it again. Enma and his team has been doing a bunch of like D-rank missions. Kind of bunch of them. Every time they finish one, they kind of go to do another. This is where Enma did not want to do another, and neither did Esdef or even what's called Shino. But this is where Karna assisted because that would help them in their teamwork. Which their teamwork is already perfect. It's just the missions are mostly to help them kind of talk more. Because Karna is always there kind of very, very quiet on a team that's very quiet, that rarely talks. They kind of just shake their heads most of the time, but yeah. So of course Karna wants to kind of make them more social active. This is where, well, she doesn't know why Enma doesn't talk more, even though she knows about her, well, not her, his brother being very talkative, very nice, very blah blah blah, but she doesn't know why Enma's the opposite of him. Now, she does see that Enma has purple highlights in his hair, which she doesn't know where that came from, but she's thinking that Enma is probably in some kind of revolution state or whatever, but yeah. Of course, this is where she does know about Shino's social problem because, well, he is a Aburame, but then she looks at Esdef and Esdef barely kind of talks. This is where, well, Karna has to really try to make them kind of be a not an introvert, a extrovert. Was it the other one? I forgot the name. But yeah, just try to make them talk more. And not be quiet on missions. It's good to be quiet on missions, but when they're like sneaky missions or like have to be very quiet. They're already good at it, but they have to talk more to get information. But this is where, well, they're kind of quiet on that. So yeah. This is where, well, Karna has been trying for like 3 months on different D-rank missions. And of course, they have did it perfectly. They managed to stay quiet sometimes. But it was mostly all the time being quiet and doing the mission. So yeah, they did it perfectly like that. This is where Karna sighs because her teamwork is perfect. Her team power is also perfect. Their teamwork, well, not teamwork, I already said their teamwork is perfect. Their team is great. The only thing that they lack is, well, talking. They are extremely quiet. This is where Asuma is kind of having trouble with his team. Because, well, Ino's very bossy and Shikamaru and Choji barely even try. This is where Team 7 is having trouble because Sasuke is very arrogant. Sasuke is too much of a fangirl, and, well, Sai is just Sai, just kind of telling Sasuke she's ugly and, Sasuke that he's dickless, but yeah. This is where, well, next team is also Team 9. Team 9, Kushina's kind of having trouble a little bit with the fact that, well, Kiba's very arrogant. Very arrogant. It always picks a fight with Enma. Or not Enma, Menma. But yeah. This is where, well, everyone's having trouble except for Team 8. Mostly because they don't talk that much. But yeah. So this is where, well, a team was assigned to Team 8. Or not 8. Yeah, Team 8. On a mission towards the Land of Waves. With a person named Gato. This is where, well, they were kind of, not Gato, the land of waves, what's it called? To kind of, well, not kill Gato, to mostly protect Tazuna from Gato. So yeah. Now the mission was still C rank, and of course is where Kurenai took the team outside the village to see if they will talk more. This is where when they're outside the village taking Tazuna, this is where they actually start talking more. This is where Kurenai realized that they don't like talking inside the village. It seems that Enma doesn't talk inside the village. Esdef is the same, and also Shino's also the same. Even though Shino kind of talks less, well, a little bit more than being inside. It doesn't work. Well, Kurenai should probably try to make them talk more inside the village, but seems that they don't want to. So, of course, this is where Kurenai is happy that they talk more, but it's kind of sad that they don't want to talk inside the village. So, of course, it's kind of confused or sometimes, but not much. But yeah. This is where, well, we go into a time skip of getting to the, what's it called, the land of wave. Sorry if I forgot the name, but yeah, the land of wave. And of course, this is where, well, Kurenai, they get to, Tazuna's house. There's no Zabza or Haku there because, yeah. Instead, this is where, well, the whole kind of mission is very quietly and easily. This is where Tazuna is confused. And this is where, well, no one knows about this, but, well, not Tazuna, Gato's already dead. Naruto had a mission to go assassin Gato from the land of, Mist. This is where he kind of got that whole, right to go kill him. So, of course, Naruto went there to kind of slaughter when the same Team 9, Team 8 was there. Now, Naruto was slaughtering all of them. And Naruto, from a faraway distance, he was actually seeing Enma for the first time. Seeing Enma with someone with a blue-haired girl. Now, of course, is where, well, Enma and Estef are right now kind of just somewhat talking to each other. And also singing the bridge. And this is where Naruto sees from a faraway distance his brother. Being way shorter than him. This is where Naruto says, well, that's a surprise for me. Okay. I wish I could go talk to him, but that blue-haired girl might be bad enough. He kind of went to sense around for the Jonin Sensei, and finds the Jonin Sensei to be Kurenai Yuki. Now, Kurenai Yuki is right now kind of talking to Shino and trying to get him more to talk, mostly. This is where Naruto says, well, she's all the way over there. This is where Naruto, he decides to do it anyway because there's no way in hell this blue-haired girl can even affect him, and doesn't give a shit that much. This is where he walks through the trees, gets through it, and just both Estef and Enma hears the ringing of like bells, which they get confused until the tree line decides to show a man coming out. This man being 6'1" feet. This is where Naruto smiles at both of them. This is where Estef gets ready to fight him, and this is where Enma, well, realizes who this is. Naruto. Naruto still has kind of yellow highlights a little bit, but mostly it's black. This is where Enma says Naruto. This is where Naruto says, hey there. Well, not Naruto, he doesn't say Naruto. Kenpachi? This is where, well, Naruto widening his, like, grin way more, like, more. This is where, well, Naruto says, hello there, Enma. This is where Enma says, what are you doing here? This is where, well, Naruto says, why can't I see my big brother? Is it that bad of to see my big brother? This is where, well, Estef is confused. Big brother? Huh? This is where, well, Enma says, it's not bad enough, I would say. But, wait, does that mean that you have my sword? This is where Naruto's like, I kind of left it in, well, my house. This is where Emma fell down and says, why didn't you bring it with you? Because I had a mission to go kill Gato. This is where Emma says, fair point. But what are you doing here? Or, not what are you doing here? What are you doing here, like, right in front of it? Just to say hi and say goodbye, because I need to go back to, well, my Kage, and yeah. But other than that, see you, Enma. That's where Emma says, okay, see you, smaller brother. That's where SF is confused and said, isn't he your bigger brother? Wait, what is happening? Isn't your brother Menma? This is where Enma says, he's actually my smaller brother. A brother that kind of got launched away from a bastard named Minato no Mikaze. This is where, well, SF is confused, but yeah. But this is actually where I'm gonna leave it off for, well, part 3 of What If Naruto was a reincarnation of Zaraki, Kenpachi, and was neglected. But yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and potato.